So what I want to see is I want to see the distributive law applied to this expression. Okay? I want to see people writing this stuff down, which will in any case be up on the internet by this afternoon, okay? Okay, so this is exactly what I'm going to ask you to do with just different simple divisions. Just a linear into a quadratic, okay? It always acts the same. Okay, so the way I'm going to write this with the distributive law, I could write x times all this minus 3 times all this, right? But really what I want to do is x minus 3 times all this, because that'll make this one a little easier, okay? So that's just a choice. You can get it either way, but the bookkeeping is a little simpler if we do it this way, as you'll see. Okay? Which is fairly simple, you know, and then we can multiply this, and we're going to get x squared minus 3x plus 8x minus 24 plus what? Okay, what are we going to do with x minus 3 times 30 over x minus 3. Now y'all are doing pretty well with expressions like this, better than you are with numerical fractions. You know, we did that early, and as a class, people have picked this up pretty well. So let's see. I'll show you one thing not to do. Okay? We cancel this x with this x. We cancel this negative 3 with 30 and get negative 10, so we get 30. What's wrong with that? I mean, cancellation, just crossing out things wherever it's convenient, right? That's why I don't permit cancellation in this class. If you can't tell me why that's wrong, you don't deserve to cancel. Okay? And it's not that you are a despicable human being, therefore don't deserve. It's that you don't know the rules of algebra well enough to do it without causing yourself harm, and I'm just trying to protect you from yourself. Okay? So how do we multiply this? Well, people are still pretty shaky on basic fractions, okay? Even though y'all are doing pretty well with these, you know, we're going to multiply this. We're going to call this x minus 3 over 1. And it's tempting to write x minus 3 over x minus 3 if you're doing things out of superstition, right? But that's not what x minus 3 is equal to. Times 30 over x minus 3, right? Okay? And then this, and I'll just do this off to the side now. You get x minus 3 times 30, because of course you multiply the numerators, right? And you multiply the denominators. Of course, 1 times x minus 3 is x minus 3, right? And that equals x minus 3 over x minus 3 times 30 over 1, because if I do this, the numerator comes out exactly the same, and the denominator comes out exactly the same as what we have here, right? And of course, x minus 3 over x minus 3 is 1. And that's easily seen to be equal to 30. Okay? I'm tempted every time I see somebody do an incorrect cancellation to make them work through this 100 times. Okay? Except I know that'd be cruel and unusual. I don't mind being unusual, I don't like to be cruel. Okay, now, so we see that this is x squared minus 3x plus 8x minus 24 plus 30. Now what does that simplify to? We're going to get the x squared, that's all we got. How many x's are we going to have?
5x.
Yeah, negative 3x and 8x is 5x. What's negative 24 and 30?
6.
And that checks because what we get had better be this, right? Or yeah, ought to get this, okay? Now, do we understand the process? If I put different numbers in here, are you going to be able to do it? Well, that's what I'm going to do, so I hope so. Okay? Make sense? Okay, so that's a simple task. You want to have that task mastered because we're going to look at more complicated expressions. What if it was a cubic equation here? Okay? Also, there's this thing in your book called synthetic division, and I banned that from this course also. Synthetic division has no meaning unless you understand this, and if you understand this, anybody with an IQ over 12 can do synthetic division. And remember how to do it. And if you can't, then you need to be doing this anyway, okay? And everybody in here, with the possible exception of me, has an IQ over 12. Okay.